Welcome to TJ's podcast.
Yeah. With my buddy Riggins.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Yeah, good old boy. Just making noise. Just some good old boys. Just making noise. I ain't fooling around on you. Give me just one more last chance before you say we're through. That's Vince Gill.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, Vince Gill. Maybe the only up-tempo song he's ever done. A country superstar, multi-talented Vince Gill. Not to be confused with multi-talented Vince Neil, lead singer of Motley Crue.
What's his other talent? What's his first talent? He can't even sing that well anymore.
Well, he used to be singing.
Yeah.
And quite a showman.
Yeah.
Vince Neil is Motley Crue. Today's Riggins' happy day because he's going swimming.
Today's the day.
You know, that's how you know that you're an adult, is that when you start calling it, I'm going to the pool rather than I'm going swimming.
Yeah, I'm good just going to the pool because it's a whole experience. It's more than swimming, although a lot of it is swimming.
Yeah. I'm going swimming.
Yeah. Going to the pool. Not for long, but just enough time to.
Yeah, how long do you stay out there?
An hour and a half, 2 hours.
That's not bad.
a
That's
long
good.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, if I'm by myself, I can't stay at a pool for much longer than 2 hours. That's probably my limit.
Why?
But if I got other people with me and we're having fun and talking and getting in them beers and all of that, I can stay a lot longer. But if I'm on the beach, I can sit on the beach by myself, sun up to sundown.
So what's the difference between sitting at a pool by yourself and sitting at the beach by yourself?
Well, because when you're at the beach, there's the calming sound of the ocean. There's the breeze. There's, the wonder of the ocean itself, looking out there and just seeing, you can lose yourself in thought more than if you're at the, the neighborhood pool with other people talking and kids jumping around. Carrying on. I was in a friend's neighborhood yesterday, and I passed by their pool, and there were 6 little kids and their mamas walking into the little gated area there, and every one of those kids had a big inner tube with them. Those inflatable. They're not inner tubes, but they're floats that are in the shape of a ring.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, well, if all of those get in the pool at the same time, they're going to be taking up a lot of room from other people in there. So it's just not as relaxing to me. And if I'm going to be on the beach all day, I will have some kind of a shade that I can get in and out of. But yeah, I can stay on the beach. I would love to be able to just spend the night on the beach. Just have a little tent or something there, and one of these days, I'm going to own my own ocean and my beach, and I'll be able to do that.
Own the ocean?
Yeah, it'll be called TJ's Ocean. So you stay about 2 hours and...
Yeah. I come back in and rinse off and then maybe take a nap. I don't know. I got to water the ferns today, so that's a big deal. But after I'm done with that, I'll take a shower and take a nap maybe.
So where's the bird nest situation in your fern where the bird had laid eggs in there?
I took the nest out, which I know... Yeah. Maybe illegal. I know. I read that on the internet. But I placed them in another tree, and the birds didn't give a rip. They're right back in that fern. I'm like, go to your babies. Don't you want to be hanging out over there? They love those ferns. So I stand at my window all day and I shake my fist at them like an old man.
So it's not true then if you touch a bird's nest, the mom will never come back to it.
Maybe it is.
That's what they used to always tell us when we were growing up. If you touch it, the mom will never come back.
Yeah. This has totally turned my attitude about being an animal lover. I'm like, I don't give a crap about those birds. I hope they die.
Well, that's my little friend Jenny. She loves, she's just one of those animal freak people.
Yeah.
No matter, even ugly dogs. Sure. Ugly dogs she likes. But she's afraid of birds, all kinds of birds. She hates them. But at the same time, as afraid of them as she is, she doesn't ever want to see one of them killed or hurt.
No.
But you're not there. You want them hurt.
Bad. Stop messing them up. My ferns. Got all these great places for you to build a nest. Just don't do it in my ferns. I care about them.
And aren't ferns expensive now? Aren't they very expensive?
Mine were $10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got them a couple weeks. Maybe I bought them at the right time, but they were like $10. But they've doubled in size. I just love them. Mm-hmm. I got a note on my phone in the Notes app. Dates I watered, dates I fertilized, and watering every other day, fertilizing every 2 to 3 weeks.
Are they hanging?
Yeah.
Do you take them down to do all of that?
Yeah.
Or get on a ladder?
I take them down, take them to the side of the house, water them, water the other one, then I water the first one again.
Now, is there an amount of water you're supposed to give them?
A lot.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, because we used to always, my mom would just stick the hose up there and let it go. Yeah, and then that's why you always I have that that vulgar comparison that I always make to something else about the fern, because I always just picture that water just running down onto the porch.
Yeah, like a hanging fern.
Yeah,
yeah, it's true. Yeah, a lot of water. They require a lot of water, so my water bill is going to go through the roof. I'm sure of it, but it's worth it. I love them.
Yeah. And then now that you got that bird's nest out of there.
Yeah. But they're still poking around. They're probably going to build another nest. I'm going to have to move their nest again.
It looks like you could put something in it that would repel the birds.
Yeah, that's what my dad told me about. Bird spikes.
Yeah.
Like little swords you put in the middle of the fern so they can't lay a nest
or land even.
Land in there, yeah.
Yeah.
My mom also said, you don't have to do all that. You could just put a ball of tinfoil in there and they won't.
What does that do?
I guess just keeps them from building it in the middle of the. You don't see it from the outside, but it prevents them from building.
Oh, is that where they do it? Is right in the middle of the thing?
Yeah, that's where mine was anyway.
Oh, man. You have really come a long way, Riggins, from what your life was 3 years ago, walking around the city, talking to homeless people and eating at, what do you call them, food trucks and all of that, to now you're in the suburbs with ferns and cussing birds.
Yeah. It's terrible.
And going to the pool.
You got to adapt. You know? And I'm not one that is easily able to adapt, but I'm trying. But if I move back to the city next week, I could get right back into it.
Yeah.
And I would do it in a second.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'd miss those ferns.
I would miss the hell out of those ferns.
You love those ferns.
I love those ferns. You know what else is great about being in the city? No bugs.
Yeah.
No bugs. No mosquitoes. No flies.
Mm-hmm.
No bees.
But how many times have you found out that someone was arrested or there was a fight that broke out that ended up on World Star?
Yeah, all the time.
Because they were making a porn in your other room.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. You just have a different attitude about that stuff. You know, finding out about stabbings that happen on, one more street down. You just go, yeah, well, it's water off a duck's back.
Mm-mm. No thanks.
Yeah.
I don't want no part of no dangerous city.
No, it ain't for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be for me. It doesn't seem like anything.
No,
I'd be into it.
Yeah, you're scared of things.
Yeah, but it's so great. You disappear in the city. That's fun. I like that.
Yeah. I guess so. I grew up, though, where you couldn't disappear into the city, but you could disappear into the woods and the swamps.
Yeah.
And nobody'd ever hear from you again.
Right.
Not in a good way.
Yeah. It is so different. Everybody knows you when you live in a small town. Like, everybody knows everybody's business. Mm-hmm. In the city, it's like they don't even care about your business and get the hell out of the way.
In the area we live in, Charlotte, North Carolina, there are a lot of people from other parts of the country because this is such a great area. Well, it's Charlotte itself, the city, is getting to where it's not such a great area, with the crime and whatnot. But I'm from one of those places when somebody asks you where you grew up and you tell them, they always go, "Oh, really?"
In a good way or bad way?
I don't know. Probably in a bad way. I don't know. Or it's just that I'm from Louisiana, so it may be just because it's such a unique place. It's different than than every other state, and they only know things about like New Orleans and
that's
all of
probably
that.
what it is.
Yeah.
If you're
But
not
I mean,
from
if you
New
see
Orleans,
somebody and they say, yeah, I'm from upstate New York, and you go, yeah, well, nice to meet you. Or they don't go, oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like they're meeting someone. When I'm telling them I'm from Louisiana, it's like they're meeting someone like a character of some sort. Like, because only famous people from Louisiana are usually Cajuns. Yeah, I'm not a Cajun. I'm from the northern part of the state.
Yeah.
But Cajun people are characters. I mean, they're crazy.
Yeah.
And fun. Some of them, and some of them are annoying, just like every other culture.
Sure. Everybody's got their good ones and bad ones.
But there you are, you and your ferns and your birds. I think what's going to end up happening is that you're going to end up loving the birds and the ferns, and you're just going to be Snow White out there.
I know. Well, I even thought, I was like, maybe I'll buy them a birdhouse. Maybe they'll
keep them out of the
birdhouse. But I don't want a birdhouse.
You should build them one.
I'm gonna build
them a birdhouse.
Maybe I will.
Or at least take a 2-liter soft drink bottle and put bird seed all over it and hang it and let them eat off of that.
It's a good idea.
Have you ever seen those homemade things like that?
No.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds pretty.
All right, so we're gonna play the videos from the internets. With the crazy stuff going on with the Gram Slam coming up next.
TJ's Podcast.
We're here with our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies. And, Richard, people have credit card bills and they need to use that equity, don't they?
That's right. Use the equity in your home, restructure your debt, save yourself a bunch of money. And it's easy. We've got the instant equity. It's simple. They make you an offer. You can close in 4 days, get your money that quick. Ace, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it. It'll change your life in virtually no time. Starts with a free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrichard.com. The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Back to TJ's Podcast.
Hey! Thanks for listening. It's awesome of you, or watching, or whatever you do. We're a small but close-knit group here. I'm kind of torn with this because I absolutely hate the word hangry.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I thought about you when I saw this.
And I also don't like when people use it as a legitimate excuse for being rude. You are so rude. Well, let's call it what it is. Not people. Not when people use it as an excuse for being rude. When women use it as a legitimate excuse for being rude. I've never heard a guy say, "I'm hangry," and leave me alone. I'm hangry.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
No.
And it is a real thing. Women do get irritable when they're hungry. Women can't handle being hungry as well as men can. And women can't handle lack of sleep as well as men can, in general. Men can't handle being sick as well as women can. Those stereotypes to me are true, because most men are, but women go on about their business and do what they need to do and all that. I'm more like a woman on those things. I'm not a baby when I'm sick or anything. Oh, I know you are. I've had to take care of you before when you're sick.
I don't handle it well.
So this is a little girl, looks to be 3 or close to 4, probably in the 3 year. and she's in the back seat. And listen all the way to the end. Try to listen carefully and understand what she's saying, because she's hungry and grouchy.
What?
I'm disappointed at you.
Why?
Because.
Can y'all hear that?
To me and you're...
You can hear it, but barely.
Yeah, it's real loud.
All right, so I will send you that, Rob. Usually I send the clips to Rob to boost the volume of them, and I didn't know if it was necessary, so now it is necessary. So we'll come back to that in a minute. Because of the little things, but we can go ahead and do the stupid celebrity stuff while Rob does the work on this.
Perfect.
There are 2 videos on the link, Rob.
All right.
Thank you. You're such a sweet boy. Such a sweet boy. Okay, so with the stupid celebrity stuff, did you get it, Rob? Boop, 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 beep, boop, boop, boop. Okay, cool. Thank you. Gwyneth Paltrow. See, I forgot that Gwyneth Paltrow and Ben Affleck dated. Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow has dated a lot of people over the years that I forget. She dated Brad Pitt they were serious. I mean, but then again, she grew up in the Hollywood culture. Yeah. Her parents are both in the biz. But she is wanting to help Ben Affleck.
That's what it says.
With his divorce?
Because she has some knowledge about when she was married. In a kind way, dissolve a marriage. Remember, she was the one that coined the term conscious uncoupling.
Uncoupling.
And she
and
thinks
co-parenting.
Yeah, she thinks because she's had some experience in this field that she can help her ex out.
Isn't that weird?
Is it weird?
But who would have a problem with it? Is she with somebody now? A man who would say, "Hey, you're my wife, you're my girlfriend. I don't want you helping out your ex and spending time counseling your ex."
I'm pretty sure she's married.
Is she?
I think so. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure she's married. But also, I think everybody would not be okay. First of all, if you're Ben Affleck and you're going through a breakup, why would you want your ex to be helping you and putting in her 2 cents?
But
J-Lo, it's like, back off. I don't need you in my life.
But it's probably just because they are such a weird, in part of that weird culture of Hollywood, that he's like, okay. It's so incestuous, that business of, going from this person to that person and back to this person. Think about just Ben Affleck in his situation, serious with Jennifer Lopez years ago and then comes back around. Now they're married, and any fool could have known that was going to be a mistake for him to marry Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, I think he was in a sad spot in his life. He was like, I need to turn this thing around. Maybe I'll go back to my ex. It's bad.
Now, did she was with Puffy Sean before she was with Ben Affleck the first time, right?
Yeah. That was Puffy was like early 2000s.
And again,
I think
I have been saying this for a long, long, long time, way before anybody started paying attention to stuff that Puffy has done that's not so great. That is the red flag to not date Jennifer Lopez, no matter how successful or beautiful she may be. If she chose to be a couple with Sean Puffy, then she's no good.
The Puffster.
She's got squirrels in her head in some way that you don't want to be part of if you're a normal guy. Why can't people just see that in the common sense? Because she's had a bunch of people that she's dated seriously, that she's been engaged to. Was she married to Alex Rodriguez? They were married, right? Or no?
I think so. I think they were just engaged.
What about Mark Anthony?
Married.
Okay.
She's been married 4 or 5
Chris
times.
Judd.
Chris Judd.
The dancer.
There was one, Ohani something. That was her first husband.
See, and they should have all known. Anybody that came after Puffy should have known not to get involved with this woman.
She's probably very charming and very sweet and hot. I don't think.
I know, but you
got to look.
You got to look past that. You got to look at, okay. Now, if she went out a couple of times with Puffy, and they dated for a few weeks, and then she realized, it's not for me. That's a different story. But she was in a serious relationship with him.
Yeah, years long. I think. A couple years.
And well, he's the one that came up with the name J-Lo. He created that. And then a long time after that, she said that she didn't want to be called J-Lo anymore, which you can't blame her. But people still call her that to this day. Sure. I don't. I respect her wishes. I call her Jennifer Lopez.
Ms. Lopez.
Mm-hmm. Jennifer Lopez. And, yeah.
I love it. I want to know what J-Lo and Ben Affleck argue about on a day-to-day basis. Like, are they arguing about, like, who left, 1 spoon of peanut butter left in the jar? Like, is that the depth of their arguments, or is it something bigger?
Because, are you saying that because they have so much and everything in their lives? Yeah. They don't have worries like everybody else does about money and things of that nature. I just think it'd be funny. Do you think it's jealousy or control? Maybe that's what I think. Sometimes people who are control freaks, if the person that they're with, their husband or wife, doesn't do anything really that would be considered wrong or offensive, but does something that the other one doesn't agree with. Like if my wife didn't do anything wrong as far as breaking marriage rules and things like that, but she just did something that I didn't agree with, that I didn't think she ought to be doing, no matter how innocent it is, and then me getting pissed off about it. Mm-hmm. I think that kind of stuff happens a lot in those Hollywood marriages and all. Jealousy, drinking, maybe some of it you drink, like with Brad Pitt. Wasn't that a big part of his deal, is that he was drinking too much and all of that?
That was the story.
Yeah. But because it's not, you shouldn't have told the kids that they couldn't have a sleepover.
Yeah, right.
Or you shouldn't have told them they could have a sleepover without talking it over with me first, because I'm the one that's going to have to run after the kids when they're here and all of that.
I think it's more likely to have those little arguments to become big arguments much later in the relationship, when that stuff really starts to drive you crazy. Mm-hmm. They haven't even been together that long. It's like, how are you guys already screwing this up that badly in such a short amount of time? If any of this is true, and obviously this is all speculation. Well, how is it getting this bad quickly?
I think part of it could be that when these celebrities are successful, they're big celebrities, and they marry each other, they don't marry each other and become one the way normal people do. She's got all of her business over here. He's got all his business over here. He's got houses. She's got houses. They're going to live here, but there's always these separate lives that they have that they maintain because they have all that money and fame, and they need to be at this place in this many weeks and this. So they're married, but they're not a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the problem comes from that in Hollywood relationships. They're not a team dependent upon each other equally to make it in the world as one.
Yeah.
That's pretty profound, I think.
I know she hates his tattoos. She said that publicly after they broke up the first time.
Yeah.
She goes, I always hated his tattoos. They got too much color in them. And Ben Affleck has this huge phoenix tattoo on his back. red and blue and yellow. She goes, his tattoos always had way too much color. And she was so far removed from that relationship, she felt comfortable saying that. But now that they're back together, I'm like, hey, all that crap you were talking on national television about my tattoos, that pissed me off.
Well, wait, hold on. We need to take a break. But I just thought of something of another celebrity couple and something that they got into a big fight about that ended up breaking them up.
Really?
Yeah. All right, so we'll get into that coming up next.
More of TJ's podcast is coming up.
Our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and we're talking about home improvement. That doesn't just mean, like, my wife thinks our home would improve if I left it. That's not what that means, is it?
Yeah, for Jody, that would probably help her out. But for everybody else, we need a sun deck or they want a backyard kitchen. It's an easy phone call to 704-800-4719 or log on to homewithrichard.com.
Now, you've got the money in your home. Let Richard find it. HomeWithRichard.com. It's the Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Welcome back, world, to TJ's podcast.
Okay, so we were talking about why would celebrity couple, we're just speculating, why celebrity couples get into these big fights and split up and all of that. What are they fighting about? But there was a celebrity couple. It was one Mr. Kid Rock, and he was in a serious relationship with one Miss Pamela Anderson. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. And the rumor was that they split up because they got into a big fight whenever he watched the movie Borat for the first time and saw the part that she played in there as herself. And then he got mad at her for going along with all of that ridiculous stuff because it made her look like a whore.
Did it?
Too much like a whore. That was the rumor. So, again, it would be a jealousy issue. You go under those two categories that I was saying earlier. Because Borat was part real, stunts and things like that he pulled on the public and pranks. And then it was also scripted in a certain way. Some of the people were actors. And evidently Pamela Anderson's part where he was trying, he lusted after his sweet Pamela, he called her, that she was being herself and acting as if it's the real her. And Kid Rock thought that it was whorish or whatever, that she would do that and let people think that about her. Again, that's just the rumor.
Yeah. Were they married?
I don't remember. I don't remember if they were married or not. Maybe, though. Oh, I'm thinking they were. You know what he said she was looking like?
What?
A darned old whore.
And coming from Kid Rock, I mean, if you're getting called out for being like too trashy or something, that's just that is remarkable.
But he's not really trashy like people assumed with him growing up in a trailer park and all. We had that yesterday where he grew up on a big estate with apple orchards and things like that.
If he's not trashy, he's
he does the good.
He's got a good cover.
Okay, so we have the audio from earlier that we tried to play of the little toddler girl who is hangry, and she's in the back seat, and her mom's talking to her from the front seat. This is what she was saying.
What? I'm disappointed at you.
Why?
Because you're being mean to me and you're ugly.
Okay, these are Southern people. So when she says ugly, she's heard her parents say ugly but it doesn't mean unattractive. It means you're acting up or being a brat or something like that. You're being nasty. That's what you're acting nasty. Well, he was ugly to me first, and then that's why I got ugly with him. So that's what that means. So she wasn't saying that her mom is unattractive. Okay, here.
What? I'm disappointed at you.
Why?
Because you're being mean to me and you're ugly. You're so ugly to me.
Have you been bad?
Yes, but I'm starving. I don't want to stay in this damn car.
Don't want to stay in this damn car.
Hello.
Yeah. Now that is usually not a trait of a Southern child.
That was shocking. At 3 or 4 or whatever.
Yeah. But the only way that the kid knows that is because of, the parents in some way either allowing that around them or cussing in front of them.
Yeah. And then the mom posted on the internet like, oh, this is kind of so fun. She's just hangry.
Yeah. That was ugly.
That was ugly.
So that's what she should have said. You're being ugly.
Man.
And Southerners will also use the term ugly instead of vulgar. Like my mom would say, yeah, I mean, that's a good movie, but I just wish it didn't have all that ugly talk in it.
Ugly talk.
If they cussed and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Man.
But this little girl needs a whooping.
She needs a correction of some sort, no doubt about it. I don't know.
And so does this little kid who's his mama is sitting on the couch and he's just like all up on her, climbing on her, telling her this stuff that you're about to hear. And she's videoing it without his knowledge.
I didn't touch my pecker.
Walker, you went pee. You should just go wash your hands.
I didn't touch my pecker.
Please just go wash your hands.
I did touch my pecker.
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 I can't. I don't know what parent is teaching their little boy that's what you call it, but
I don't remember my parents giving us words for private parts. There was no specific word we were told to use. You weren't to bring it up. I don't ever remember being like, hey, heads up, even referencing that stuff when I was a kid. Not a chance.
They say, the snooty people, they'll always say, you shouldn't make up cutesy names for private parts for your children. You should teach them from the beginning that little boys have a penis and little girls have a vagina. Okay, well, no.
No?
No.
My parents didn't teach me anything. I mean, that just wasn't a topic that we were going to broach.
Little boys, the scientific terms are better if you go for the real aspect of it. And, as everybody learned in school, that little boys have wackies and little girls have nay-nays.
Nay-nays and then become
ninny-nacks. Yeah. Ninny-nack.
What did she call that's TJ's wife Jody. She calls it a nanny knack. Mm-hmm. Does she have one for male?
Wacky is what.
A wacky?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear her use it in a sentence.
And why do some people call little boys things pee-pees, but they don't call little girl things their pee-pees? Because pee-pee is the cutesy word for urinating.
Yeah, right.
You got a pee-pee? You need to go pee-pee? Southern women call it TT.
TT, yeah.
Yeah.
My the nurse at the doctor office I used to go to, what do you call that? The pediatrician. She used to ask me, even when I got older, she'd be like, I need you to TT in this cup.
Yeah.
Like, ma'am, I'm 24 years old. You don't need to tell me to TT in the cup.
TT in the potty.
Yeah. But I guess that was my fault. I shouldn't have been 24
Right.
going to the pediatrician. So I get it.
You need to go potty.
Gotta go potty. Let's go potty.
And that's also weird when people say that to their dogs
Yeah.
because they're not using a pot,
Yeah.
so they can't go potty.
Oh, is that what the pot is? That what it's a reference to?
Yeah. Which is also the most sophisticated way to refer to a commode is on the pot. I'm on the pot. So I'm in there, and they're yelling through the door while I'm on the pot.
Man, that is so gross. The commode, even though that's the official word, that even sounds kind of nasty.
Right. Yeah.
Commode.
But that's what I'm pretty sure that's what my family called it when we were growing up was a commode, and then toilet came along later in my vocabulary. So that's what I usually refer to it as now, the toilet. But I'll probably most like 99% of the time call it a turlet.
Yeah.
To pronounce it in a silly way.
Yeah. Is it officially called a commode? Those
Yeah.
are so different. I mean, toilet and commode, like, did one of them come from one place? Is like one of you?
Well, I know
or something?
they called them commodes even when they had chamber pots back, in old England.
Oh, really? A commode?
A commode. I think that's the oldest term for it is a commode. Now, the man that invented the flushing toilet and all that, his name was John Crapper or something, but his real last name was Crapper. And that's why it's called a crapper, not because you crap in it, because his name was Crapper.
Really?
Yeah.
John Crapper. Oh, would you want to be heir to the Crapper name?
Well, it depends on how much Crapper money I was going to get. But, I mean, that's just their name. And it wasn't anything until he invented the toilet. Who?
His name is associated with poop. His name is Mud.
Let's see. This is Thomas.
Thomas Crapper.
Wait, now it's saying, hold on. The Legend of Thomas Crapper, the man who didn't invent the toilet. Well, what is that about?
We got a
Mythbusters.
Yeah. Maybe he invented just a part of the toilet or something.
Wow. I don't know. This is from historyextra.com.
Oh, reliable source.
Yeah. Got tanks on their website for the background, like wars.
Oh.
Like the big one, WW2.
That's the big one.
Yeah. All right. Well, Riggins got to go swimming. And today is nap day. And then I'm going to a baseball game tonight. That's going to be fun.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
The Cannonballers?
Uh-huh. The minor league team, Kannapolis Cannonballers.
Who are you doing that with?
Jody and Boy and Jenny and Michael.
Nice. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a beautiful day.
Yeah. Jenny and Michael usually sit up in that VIP box area.
Without you guys?
No, we're usually with them,
Oh.
but we decided last minute to go to the game tonight. And I like sitting down either on the on the first base line behind the dugout or behind the plate. And we're first row right behind the plate tonight.
Oh, cool.
And then they'll be up in the... She likes to not have to wait in line in a regular restroom and
I get that.
things like that. And they have a bar right there that's usually no waiting. That's
Okay.
very important. Very important.
Sure.
So we'll probably, I don't even know if we'll ride together. So may not even see them. I may act like I don't know them.
Yeah, I would.
Ugh. Gross. So yeah, I got that tonight. And then tomorrow morning is Ace's baby's one year old birthday party.
That's right.
I have no idea what I'm going to wear.
Oh my gosh, something Jamaican themed. Just pull something Jamaican themed you have in your closet already.
It's not Jamaican themed. It's Bob Marley themed. So I may go get some of those dreadlocks from Party City
Those fake ones.
and bust up in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Wigs make me itch. Don't ask me how I know. All right. Riggins, go swimming. Everybody else have a good weekend. Love you. Bye.
Serving the world. It's TJ's podcast.